is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Deborah Rodriguez in New York. Hurricane Ian is powering up. Ian intensified to an extremely dangerous Category 4 storm this morning after bearing down on the Keys on its way to landfall south of Tampa this afternoon or this evening. And our breaking news from meteorologist Craig Allen with affiliate WCBS.
The Hurricane Hunter aircraft has been inside of Ian and is watching it intensify even more. And just within the last hour or two, the maximum winds have increased to near 155 miles per hour. This is on the verge of becoming a Category 5 storm. 2.5
million people are under mandatory evacuation orders. This woman is staying at a hotel on Sanibel Island.
Being higher up, you're not going to be scared to be flooded out of your house. So that was the biggest thing, especially with a family of 5.
Storm surge in some places could get as high as 12 feet. Overseas, questions are growing over who or what was behind the leaks from giant pipelines that supply Russian gas to Europe. Here's correspondent Cammie McCormick.
The European Union says the leaks from the undersea pipelines in Danish and Swedish waters appear to be the result of a deliberate act that sent gas prices soaring and is raising concerns about the European energy infrastructure.
Congress has moved forward on a stopgap spending plan to prevent a government shutdown Saturday. CBS's Nicole Killian with details from Capitol Hill.
A controversial provision by Senator Joe Manchin to reform the permitting process for energy projects was dropped from the bill, making it more likely to pass.
A disturbing trend in breast cancer detection. New survey finds many women have been skipping mammograms. Orlando Health's Dr. Nikita Shah says it can be a fatal oversight.
There is some discomfort because they have to do a certain amount of compression, but it literally lasts for a few seconds at a time. So don't let that be a reason why you don't do a mammogram once a year.
New study finds moving high school start times later could help teenagers cope with mental health issues coming out of the pandemic. Researchers and psychologists say shorter sleep makes it harder to regulate emotions that are already going through wild swings during adolescence. Rolling Stone ranks the 100 greatest TV shows of all time. Tony and the Sopranos are at the top.
Are you in the mafia?
Am I in the what?
Next, Homer and Company. Third, that meth-making chem teacher from Albuquerque.
I am the one who knocks.
Breaking Bad. Bank of England announcing it'll buy up government bonds to try to calm market chaos there. Dow futures down 33. This is CBS News.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Visit libertymutual.com to learn more.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be signs that your digestive system isn't working at its best? But taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil supports your daily digestive health using a special plant-based fiber called psyllium. Psyllium works by forming a gel in your digestive system to trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Metamucil's gelling action also helps to promote heart health and slows down sugar absorption to promote healthy blood sugar levels. Start feeling lighter and more energetic by taking Metamucil every day.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/work. That's ZipRecruiter.com/work.
Britain's Prince and Princess of Wales have made their first public outing since they were bestowed new titles.
Emerging from royal mourning for the late Queen Elizabeth, William and Kate's first official engagement brought them to Wales. William came into the title of Prince of Wales when the last holder, his father, became king. The couple visited the Welsh island of Anglesey, or should I say revisited. They spent 3 happy years there, allowed to live as normal newlyweds early in their marriage. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Happy Meals aren't just for kids anymore. McDonald's is teaming up with the brand Cactus Plant Flea Market on a new line of meal treats just for grown-ups. Customers can choose between a Big Mac and 10 pieces of chicken nuggets with all the add-ons that come with throwback figurine Grimace, the Hamburglar, Birdie, or Cactus Buddy. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Okay, from the start.
The acerola cherries.
Alfalfa leaf, aloe vera, apples, banana.
Beets, bell pepper, broccoli. Blueberries, blackberries, cranberry.
We make Texas Superfood from 55 raw, vine-ripened fruits and vegetables.
Pineapple, sweet potato, papaya, parsley, pear, peach.
In a capsule or a powder, one daily dose of Texas Superfood delivers the healthy benefits of 55. Count them, 55 fresh fruits and vegetables, and you can see them all on TexasSuperfood.com.
Raspberry, spinach, the nutrients that we need on a daily basis.
Thousands of people benefit from taking Texas Superfood every day. Shouldn't you be one of them? Doctors, pharmacists, nurses, and your grandmother all recommend that you eat more fruits and vegetables every day. So if you can't, won't, or don't, Texas Superfood is made for you.
TexasSuperfood.com. It's borderline shocking how much energy I have. I hope you use me for the TexasSuperfood.com.
Join us on TexasSuperfood.com.
TexasSuperfood.com.
Have you heard about the new online home for the Glasgow EPB? Well, it isn't just a new-looking website. It's a whole new way to manage your Glasgow EPB services. At the all-new GlasgowEPB.com, you can take care of paying your bill online like always, but you can also request or transfer your Glasgow EPB services, access customer support guides, easily sign up for GEPB alerts, and learn about all available products and programs. So check it out today, GlasgowEPB.com.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
You know you can depend on WCLU for local news on the air, online, on demand at WCLUradio.com.
Well, good morning. Here we are on a Wednesday, the 28th day of September. I'm James Coates, back in the saddle again for Good Morning Live. Hope you folks are up and ready to go on this Wednesday morning. We're at 42 chilly degrees, and we'll update you on that weather forecast. Looks like beautiful, beautiful weather through Friday. A little bit of rain over the weekend, but we'll update you on that coming up. But right now, first things first, our birthdays and anniversaries for today. Wednesday, September 28th. A big happy birthday today goes to Michael Ray Elmore. Michael Ray, hope you have a great day. Bobby Dawsey celebrates today. Kevin Beatty is 57. That's from your favorite nephew, Luke Pierce, by the way. Jenny Pickerel, happy birthday to you, and Tony Jump. And that's all we have this morning to kick things off with birthdays. We do have an anniversary. Roland and Shirley Bacon celebrating 26 years of wedding bliss, so congratulations and happy anniversary to you folks today. All right, and a little later on this morning, we'll be announcing our Good as Gold person of the day. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Get those birthdays into us because, well, we want to give you a big shout out, of course, but a little later on this morning, we'll be announcing the winner of a Dairy Queen cake and a beautiful Greer's Rosebud vase based on our birthday list. So we'll be drawing a couple of names a little later on and announcing that a little later on. Again, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. And, of course, online, WCLUradio.com or RadioSoki.com. And that's another great way to listen. Download our free apps and submit your birthdays right there. Again, WCLUradio.com or RadioSoki.com. It's 6:09. Good morning to all of our viewers on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, EPB Channel 6, and, of course, the Big Willie this morning got us tuned in, 94.1 and 102.3. Let's get updated with that weather forecast, and we have lots of news to talk about this morning as well. Beautiful, beautiful weather in store today for you folks. Lots of sunshine, high of 68 degrees. We'll have a light northeast wind, 8 to 13 miles per hour this morning. Tonight, clear, 44. Thursday, all sunshine, another beautiful day, and 72. Breezy with the wind gust near 20 miles per hour Thursday. Thursday night, clear, down to 45. Friday, sunny, 73. Friday night, partly cloudy, 53. Heading into the weekend, Saturday, 30% chance for a shower, mainly after 1 p.m. A partly sunny day, topping out at 69. 40% chance of rain likely Saturday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Sunday, slight chance of rain to end the weekend, mainly after 1 p.m., partly sunny, high of 68. A couple of showers also possible on Sunday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Monday, a sprinkle or two, then a partly sunny day, high of 70. And Tuesday, lots of sunshine and 72. Loving this fall weather. How about you? Again today, all sunshine, Glasgow, high of 68 degrees. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful Wednesday. 86% humidity this hour, pressure 30.28. Winds are light at 5 this hour. No precipitation since midnight. We do have a 10 to 12 mile visibility. Be careful out there. Sunrise coming up 6:36. Sunset tonight 6:31 p.m. It's 42 degrees this morning here at WCLU and Good Morning Live. It's 6:10. Brennan Crane's in the newsroom, and round one of local news straight ahead for you. Stay with us here, and also your morning obituaries coming your way as well here on Good Morning Live.
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
U.S. Bank is a strong bank that offers many services to all types of customers. But our real strength is in our people, like our community president, Irvin Sorrell. Irvin is also a hands-on branch manager for the South Green Street and Wall Street locations. He's there to answer questions to help you establish a banking relationship with the services you need. You'll find Irvin easy to talk to and very helpful in helping you with your banking needs and challenges. Reach out to Irvin at 270-659-3201. U.S. Bank. Our people make us a great bank for you. U.S. Bank is a strong bank that offers many services to all types of customers. Member FDIC.
Good morning, Wednesday, September 28th, 2022, 42 degrees now. It's 6:12. Good morning, live. This is WCLU Local News. It's great to have you with us today. Lots to go over in the way of local news. As you just heard, temperatures today are going to be much less than they were yesterday, if that's the way to put it. Sunny with a high near 68 today. Trekking on through the end of the week, looks like those temperatures will get back up, so we're just in a little bit of a dip today. But the good news is that we are going to have some rain to come through. Some folks are wanting that as well. But looking ahead toward next week, looks like the temperatures are going to be on the rise again. But again, as this time of the year goes, we're fluctuating all over the place. Those lows in the evening, though, they're going to remain pretty consistent, upper 40s and low 50s all the way through next week as far as we can see. In local news this hour, magistrates of the Barron Fiscal Court are set to meet today in a special called meeting to consider a couple of items. The big headlining item is to approve an agreement with the Transportation Cabinet here in the state for some additional signage and some paint that will go on the roadway there of State Quarry Road. Now, this will be just ahead of a railroad crossing where 2 accidents have happened over the last few months. Of course, one of those, if you recall, was a fatality back in July when a Grayson County man lost his life there at State Quarry Road. The other accident happened just a few weeks ago here in the month of September. Our understanding on that accident was that individual was not killed, but was severely injured in that train crash that happened along those railroad tracks. Now, keep in mind, this agreement is subject to the court's approval, but we have spoken with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet about it. Joe Plunk, who's the chief district engineer for KYTC District 3, spoke to the fact that he went out to the railroad crossing last week with members of the Barron County Fiscal Court, like Judge Executive Michael Hell and Park City Mayor Larry Poteet was there. Another representative from the CSX Railroad was there to inspect that railroad. Here's what that meeting returned.
The takeaway was, KYTC is going to come in, and the county's going to pay for the signs, and we have the ability to put those in as more quickly. So we're going to be installing those signs and pavement markings. The signs will come first because we have those available. Pavement markings, we have to order those, and that may be a few weeks down the road before you see the big X railroad crossing, paint on the road as you're approaching.
Now, of course, this total price for this is going to be $700.48, and it will include a few items like a 36 by 36 stop sign, a railroad crossing sign, a stop ahead sign. Also, they will request 2 steel sign posts and a steel gauge anchor sleeve there for that crossing. And then they'll be doing some pavement markings like Mr. Plunk just said. They'll be doing an R with 16 and 24-inch width on that. So again, this entire price is $7.48. That's what the fiscal court will be doing today as far as approving that, and we'll be anxious to see how that goes. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. The Glasgow EPB is launching a major project to reimagine their broadband internet system. Board members for the Glasgow EPB voted unanimously last night to authorize the spending of $2.5 million for the construction of the project's first phase, which will redesign the current hybrid fiber coaxial system into a direct connection fiber optic broadband network. Now, this new direct fiber optic service from the EPB, it'll offer internet speeds up to 10 gigabytes a second, a speed faster than most internet-connected electronic devices are currently capable of processing. Now, the reason for these upgrades, it's not only for faster speeds, but to create a more reliable broadband network that will also include low latency features. That means the time that you're waiting around, essentially, to help optimize video conferencing and remote access systems for the growing number of people who work or attend their education from home. Now, Glasgow EPB Superintendent Dave Puskala spoke to the importance of the new broadband upgrades during Tuesday's meeting. He described the project as, quote, the next step to take for the Glasgow EPB to continue to be a leading broadband service provider in the city of Glasgow, unquote. Now, the first phase of this fiber optic project, it'll be constructed in the southwestern portion of the city, and a goal will be to offer fiber optic services to 1,000 customers in the area by next summer. The entire initial project, it'll encompass the city limits of Glasgow and is expected to be completed by summer of 2026, while a complete list of those who will be receiving this new fiber optic service first has not been released. The Glasgow EPB is expected to release more information on that project in the coming days. Well, some good news from Metcalfe County. State Auditor Mike Harmon released yesterday the audit of the 2021 financial statement of Metcalfe County Clerk Shannon Fields, and it was clean. Now, of course, state law requires the auditor to conduct annual audits of county clerks and sheriffs. The auditor noted no instances of noncompliance. The auditor also noted no matters involving internal control over financial reporting and its operation that were considered to be material weaknesses. The county clerk's responsibilities, they do include collecting certain taxes, issuing licenses, maintaining county records, and providing other services. The clerk's office is funded through statutory fees collected in conjunction with these duties. You can find a complete report of that audit at our website, WCLUradio.com. And the heat is on. Select members of Congress, including Representative Brett Guthrie, have sent letters to TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and the U.S. Department of Justice to demand work be done to combat illicit drug sales, including fentanyl, on those platforms. Now, the letters released by Guthrie's office yesterday were directed to TikTok CEO Xiaozi Shu, Snapchat CEO Evan Spiegel, Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri, and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. One of those letters saying, quote, we write with significant concerns regarding the use of TikTok by drug dealers to sell illicit and deadly substances, especially to children and minors. We've read numerous reports and heard personal stories from parents who've tragically lost their children to fentanyl and fentanyl-related substances from pills purchased from drug dealers on TikTok, unquote. Now, in 2021, nearly 108,000 people died of drug overdoses. 71,000 of those were from fentanyl or fentanyl-related substances. That's according to the letter. Officials seized more than 10,000 pounds of illicit fentanyl at the southern border, which is enough, they say, to kill every American 7 times over. Now, again, aside from Guthrie, Representatives Kathy McMorris Rogers from Washington, Bob Latta from Ohio, Gus Bilirakis from Florida, and Morgan Griffith from Virginia all signed on to that letter. You can find complete letters there to TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and the U.S. Department of Justice at our websites. 6:20 now, 42 degrees. You're listening to WCLU Local News. It's Wednesday, September 28th. We'll be right back for more news.
Reports show that an estimated 5 million elders are abused in nursing homes each year.
Look for the signs of nursing home abuse: bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition. If you suspect that your loved one has been abused or injured in a nursing home, call the dedicated Hughes & Coleman Nursing Home legal team.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Report data from National Center for Elder Abuse. When your loved one has been neglected or abused in a nursing home, it can feel like you're losing control and don't know where to turn. Take control. The nursing home abuse signs you need to look for include bed sores, broken bones, dehydration, and malnutrition. Hughes & Coleman is here to provide the legal help your family needs in order to take action during this difficult time.
Control starts with a call to Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News. Weather today looks pretty nice out there, as we've already discussed. A high near 68 today with sunny skies. Tonight, clear, a low around 43. Thursday, sunny with a high near 72. Trekking on through the weekend, looks like a great chance of rain. Picks up there on Saturday, but it's going to be about a 30% and then goes up to 40% on Saturday evening. Looks like that's the greatest threat for some showers. Of course, Hurricane Ian is now about to really hammer Florida this morning, and folks there have been evacuated, as you've already heard from the national news sources there, and those folks will continue to feel that storm's effect. How we will feel it? Well, looks like there could be a small chance of rain as far as that storm dissipating eventually by the end of the week. We'll continue to follow that for you. Looking ahead toward next week, looks like those temperatures will be on the rise again, potentially even getting back into the 80s at some point, but looks like that's going to be very minimal as far as the low 80s go. We might hit that, but we're not going to certainly see any more 90-degree days as far as we can see. Tennessee's Adjutant General says hundreds of Tennessee National Guard members are being deployed to help with the response to Hurricane Ian as it heads toward Florida. Major General Jeff Holmes said Governor Bill Lee authorized deployment of about 1,200 soldiers and airmen. Guard members will help the Florida National Guard with recovery and debris removal. Jackson's 194th Engineer Brigade will be the task force headquarters element, and units from both the 278th Armored Cavalry Regiment and the 230th Sustainment Command. They'll be mobilizing specific units. The Guard says 3 helicopters with the 1st 230th Assault Helicopter Battalion. They'll also assist. And finally, today, the Kentucky Distillers Association says the number of bourbon barrels in Kentucky, get this, it's reached a record number this year. The group says as of January, the state reached 11.4 million barrels, or 12 million when other aging spirits are included. The record was hit after the industry reached its 4th consecutive year, filling more than 2 million barrels of bourbon. The group's president, Eric Gregory, says aging barrel taxes is concerning, with the tax-assessed value of all barrels also hitting a high, marked this year of $5.2 billion. The group says barrel taxes, they reached $40 million, also a record. 6:23 now, 42 degrees. It's Wednesday, September 28th. I'm Brennan Crane. This is WCLU. Good morning.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Governor Andy Beshear announcing a major investment in Louisville and across the state of Kentucky.
Ford is investing $700 million in creating 500 new jobs at its Kentucky truck plant in Louisville.
Here in Louisville alone, they employ about 13,000 people directly. Their operations here have helped create about 120,000 jobs across Kentucky. That's before the 500 new jobs here or the 5,000 new jobs coming to that battery plant.
I'm Matt Reese.
A suspect in a Laurel County bank robbery is now in custody. Investigators say 35-year-old Sean Fox entered Community Bank and Trust in Corbin Tuesday afternoon, armed with a pistol and demanding money. Officers say Fox was found later in the day after his getaway vehicle was discovered at the edge of Knox County. A rash of scams targeting teenage boys has hit the Louisville region, and the Louisville Metro Police now working with federal authorities to spread the word.
So many parents say, my child would never engage in that. You know, I know my kid wouldn't be doing that. Well, we have over 25 victims here locally, which speak differently about that.
Officer Beth Ruoff tells WOKY-TV the scam begins with an Instagram or other social media contact with the boys, pretending to be girls. They ask for explicit pictures, and once they get them, they demand money through a Cash App or a gift card. If not, the photos are sent to friends and family. Ruoff says the scammers are ruthless and release the photos no matter what. The U.S. Attorney's Office for Kentucky's Eastern District has sentenced a Phoenix man for his role in a deadly Lexington kidnapping in 2017. 32-year-old Rosario Barraza will spend 35 years in a federal prison for his conviction of kidnapping and associated charges. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Vehicles and causing one deputy to be hit with shrapnel. He was shot to death after running out of his pickup and firing more rounds at deputies. The White House reportedly is considering the possibility that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen could leave the Biden administration after the midterm elections. According to a report in Axios on Tuesday, Yellen and the National Economic Council director might be ready to resign their posts. The report said Yellen has disagreed with some of President Biden's policies, such as blaming corporations for high inflation and his decision to forgive student debt. However, Axios has also reported Yellen would be more likely to stay on if the economy were to experience more turbulence. A pro-life activist whose arrest has gotten a lot of attention is pleading not guilty to the charges against him. Brian Shook reports.
Mark Houck entered his plea in Philadelphia after being arrested for an alleged altercation with a Planned Parenthood escort last year. Houck allegedly pushed an older man after Houck's son was verbally
In my
harassed.
family, I'm the planner. From the weekly grocery list to the family vacation, everything, all the details. Though planning for the end was something I left off my list. Then a friend told me about South Central Kentucky monuments in Glasgow. She said even though it wasn't on her to-do list, seeing them was one of the best planning decisions she'd ever made. South Central Kentucky monuments showed her the different options they have available, even an image of the finished monument. And since South Central Kentucky Monuments does all the stone carving in-house, it cost much less than she expected. They made the process easy to create the exact memorials she wanted. So my husband and I made a plan to see them. We are so happy with our decision. We encouraged our family and friends to do the same. It'll be the best planning decision you ever make.
Buy direct and save money at South Central Kentucky Monuments at the corner of East Front Street and Columbia Avenue. Family owned in Glasgow since 2010.
Most people will hesitate before planning a funeral in advance.
The funeral? We'll arrange that when the time comes.
But there's a lot to be said for advance planning. For one thing, you have the peace of mind of knowing that your arrangements have all been made. You can consider the options when your mind is clear, and you'll have the relief of knowing that your loved one will be well cared for. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
In area funeral announcements this hour, Beverly Murley, age 67, of Brownsville, departed this life on Monday, September 26th at the Edmondson Center in Brownsville. The Edmonson County native was born August 24th, 1955, to Melba Vincent and the late Jake Vincent. Beverly was a homemaker and a member of the Poplar Springs United Baptist Church. Besides her mother, Melba, she leaves to honor her memory two sisters, Melissa Vincent of Cleviot, Kathy Sue Spinks of Bowling Green, two nieces, Rachel Smith and Bailey Phillips, six nephews, Sean Phillips, Bryant Phillips, Dakota Vincent, Cole Phillips, Derek Spinks, and Brandon McKay Spinks, a brother-in-law, Gary Phillips, and a great-great-niece and nephew, J.C. Gray Phillips and Jameson Conchola. The funeral service for Beverly Murley will be held Thursday at 1 o'clock at the Poplar Springs United Baptist Church. Visitation today 3 to 7 p.m. at the Patton Funeral Home Brownsville Chapel, and from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Thursday at the Poplar Springs United Baptist Church. Jerry Agers, age 74, of Fountain Run, passed away at Monroe County Medical Center on Sunday. He was a graduate of the Gamelia High School class of 1966 and attended Western Kentucky University until he enlisted in the United States Army during the Vietnam War. Jerry was stationed in Germany, where he proudly earned his National Defense Service Medal and a Bronze Star, 2 overseas bars, and an expert in M14 medal. In addition to proudly serving his country, Jerry served as fire chief for Flippin Volunteer Fire Department. He retired from SKF after 20-plus years of service. Jerry is survived by his wife of 50 years, Doris Ann, 3 daughters, Leslie Marion, Lindsay McCoy, and Lauren Wiley, 7 grandchildren, Abigail and Amelia Meadows, Gunnar Marion, Eli and Ryan McCoy, and Haley and Autumn Wiley. Several cousins also survive. The funeral service for Jerry Agers will be conducted Friday at 1 p.m. at the Bartley & Sons Gamelia Chapel. Burial to follow in the Neal Cemetery. The family will receive friends at the Bartley & Sons Gamelia Chapel from 3 to 8 p.m. Thursday and Friday morning from 8 a.m. till the service hour. Donations can be made to the Neal Cemetery or to the Flippin Volunteer Fire Department in memory of Jerry. Chester Stiles, 65, of Glasgow, died Saturday at the Med Center in Bowling Green. Chester was a graduate of Barron County High School, class of 1977. He spent many years working for Medcare in Glasgow until his health forced him to retire. Chester was loved by all who knew him, and he had a passion for doing good work with a servant's heart. He is survived by his wife, Carol Stiles, his brothers, Ernest Turner and David Brown, his foster sisters and their husbands, Delbert and Berdine Williams, Carl and Vera Eaton and their families. Funeral services for Chester Stiles will be Thursday at 1 p.m. at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Visitation 3 to 8 p.m. today and Thursday morning until the service. Marilyn Dunklaw Wilson, age 69, of Mammoth Cave, passed away Sunday at Hospice Health Inpatient Care Center in Louisville. The Warren County native worked and retired as a surgical technician for the Med Center in Bowling Green. She was a member of the Park City chapter of Eastern Star number 128 and the Mount Zion United Baptist Church. Marilyn leaves to honor her memory her husband Todd Wilson, 4 daughters, Julie Harder, April Lindsay, and Tina and Tammy Perry, and a son, Luke Wilson, 20 grandchildren, 3 sisters, Susan Denton, Nancy English, and Patty Pohl, and a brother, Bobby Dunklaw, and several nieces and nephews. The funeral service for Marilyn Wilson will be Thursday at 11 a.m. at the Mount Zion United Baptist Church with burial in the church cemetery. The visitation will be 12 to 7 p.m. today at the Patton Funeral Home Brownsville Chapel and from 9 till 11 a.m. Thursday at the church. Memorial contributions can be made to the American Cancer Society. Gina Abney Oaks, 60, passed away on Monday. She was a homemaker and loved her crafts. Gina boldly announced her Baptist faith to anyone who would listen and some who wouldn't. Survivors include 3 sisters, Della Vaughn, Becky Pennington, and Melissa Abney, 4 nephews, Caleb Vaughn, Blake Holbert, Chandler Smith, and Dalton Enos, 1 great-nephew, Bentley Vaughn, and a great-niece, Laya Vaughn, her loving dog, Teddy, 2 dearly loved friends, Barbara and Tracy, along with several aunts, uncles, and cousins. The funeral service for Gina Oaks will be today at 4 p.m. at the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home with cremation to follow. Visitation after 10 a.m. at the funeral home. The family requests donations be made toward funeral expenses and can be made at the funeral home. The funeral service for Tony Smith, 68, of Beaumont, will be conducted Thursday at 1 p.m. at the McMurtry Funeral Home. Burial to follow in the Beaumont Cemetery. Visitation will be 4 to 8 p.m. today and will continue from 8 a.m. until the service time Thursday. A graveside service for Doris Hagen Blankenship, age 91, will be held at 11 a.m. on Thursday at the Cave City Cemetery, with burial to follow. The Bob Hunt Funeral Chapel assisting the family. The funeral service for Geneva Murphy, 86, of Tompkinsville, will be held at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Bartley & Sons Funeral Home. Burial in the Skaggs Creek Cemetery. The visitation begins at 8 a.m. until the funeral hour. The funeral service for James Pitcock, 76, of Dewberry, will be at 1 o'clock this afternoon at the McMurtry Funeral Home. Visitation 8 a.m. until the service time at the funeral home. A graveside service for Frida Brooks, 72, of Sellersburg, Indiana, formerly of Mammoth Cave, will be held at 11 a.m. today at the Hillgrove Church Cemetery, the Patton Funeral Home Brownsville Chapel in charge. The funeral service for Dorothy Bunton, age 79, will be held at 11 a.m. this morning at the Randolph Baptist Church. Burial to follow in the church cemetery. Hayes Brothers Funeral Home in charge of those arrangements. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free online at WCLUradio.com and the WCLU Radio app. No login necessary.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
It's important to know you can send unique designs at a price you can afford when you send a design created by Jeff's Country Florist. And if you can't seem to find that one-of-a-kind unique gift, then come see us at Jeff's Country Florist. These great designs and gifts are available for local delivery or in-store pickup. Stop by and browse our showroom at 4911 Scottsville Road in Glasgow. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 till 5, Saturdays, 9 till noon. Let's talk. 270-678-3575. There's only one Jeff's Country Florist.
Good morning, live. I'm James Coates, back in the saddle again. How's it going today? 6:35. Let's check our birthday list this morning and our anniversaries, what we have so far today. On this Wednesday, September 28th, Michael Ray Elmore celebrates today with a big happy birthday. Bobby Dawsey. Happy birthday to Kevin Beatty, 57 today. That's from Luke Pierce, your favorite nephew. Jenny Pickerel, happy birthday to you. And Tony Jump, and our anniversary this morning. So far, we have Roland and Shirley Bacon celebrating 26 years. Now it's time to reveal our good as gold person of the day, and that is Warren Cunningham. It's Warren Cunningham Day here at WCLU in the Big Willie, and it says here with a little note that he is a great guy. So there you go. That's worthy of a pat on the back today. So if you see Warren, pat him on the back, tell him he is good as gold from all of us here at WCLU, and a little taste of Texas. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. Of course, online, you can nominate Good as Gold folks and submit your birthdays and anniversaries at WCLUradio.com. 637, coming up, Archives with Sam Terry here in just a moment.
Football season is back, and we at the Glasgow EPB could not be more excited because when this season kicks off, Glasgow EPB has you covered for every second of action from the gridiron. Watch all your favorite teams in HD on ESPN, SEC and ACC networks, the Big Ten Network, and now watch the WKU Hilltoppers on CBS Sports Network. Away from your TV? No problem, as you can catch all the games on WatchTVEverywhere.com with your Glasgow EPB cable subscription. Find out more at GlasgowEPB.com.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by Key Cleaners on Happy Valley Road in Glasgow.
Protect your investment in your clothes and your image by having your clothes professionally dry cleaned at Key Cleaners in Glasgow. The Catron family has years of experience in caring for the most delicate of garments, as well as drapes and shears, spreads and comforters, with convenient hours of 6:45 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and Saturday 8 till 1. Key 1-hour cleaners, Happy Valley Road, Glasgow, where we accept Visa and MasterCard.
Sunny today, a high of 68 degrees Glasgow. Tonight clear as we dip down to 44. Beautiful tomorrow Thursday as well, sunny and 72 degrees. It'll be breezy Thursday with wind gusts near 20 miles per hour. Clear Thursday night and 45. Friday, sunny, 73. Looking ahead to Saturday, a little bit of rain, 30%, mainly after 1 p.m. Otherwise, a partly sunny day, high of 69 on your Saturday. Sunday, a couple of showers as well, partly sunny and 68. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather.
It's 41 degrees at WCLU.
Hello, I'm Kellen Havikin with Ag Headline News on Brownfield. The Biden administration's released new regulations under the Packers and Stockyards Act to protect producers against retaliation and discriminatory practices by meat processors. Ag Secretary Tom Vilsack.
Something that is individual to the producer, some action that is taken directly at the producer. And if it is in fact retaliation, if in fact it is discriminatory, if in fact it reflects undue prejudice, then there ought to be a recourse.
More news is next.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe and Rachel Dotson from Best One Tire in Glasgow.
We wanted to personally thank you for supporting our tire and repair business at 100 Shawn Lane.
Many of our customers come to us for ag and truck tire, but did you know we are capable of serving any size car or pickup?
With over 300 stores behind us, our buying power means we can pass on to you the very best pricing in our area.
We have many tires and tubes in stock, and we can do alignments on just about anything that rolls.
I was raised in Metcalfe County. After being away for a few years, Joe and I brought our family back to the area, and nothing brings us greater pleasure than servicing our neighbors when they are broke down in the field or on the road. We are here for you. We want to help you by taking the stress out of buying your next tires. We will work with any budget, anytime.
Come in and find out why we are the fastest growing tire company in Glasgow. We love this business. We love this town. Pretty soon you will be coming to our new store out on Highway 90 right here in Glasgow.
Best One Tire and Service, creating one raving fan at a time.
East Central Illinois farmer Dave Kermickle says input prices for 2023 are top of mind for him as he harvests his 2022 crop.
Never would you think about buying inputs for the next year until you at least get out of the combine, but when you get a price, you better go with it at this point.
Corn harvest is underway for western Kansas farmer David Shem, who says it's been ugly so far.
Fields that we've been looking at here initially have only been looking around 15 to 20.
Southwest Minnesota farmer Mikey Landy is about to start harvesting soybeans.
We just took one load of soybeans yesterday, but they're not quite ready yet.
And legislation's been introduced in the U.S. Senate to make foreign individuals and entities ineligible to obtain financial services through the Farm Credit System. Iowa Republican Chuck Grassley and Ohio Democrat Sherrod Brown are co-authors of the Farm Credit for Americans Act. Grassley says it's a common-sense step to ensure foreign buyers aren't taking prime farmland away from farmers. I'm Kellen Havikin on Brownfield.
A message from the South Green Street Church of Christ.
Have you ever heard of tour guide syndrome? It's when someone who works around either amazing art or architecture so much that they're unimpressed by it. Maybe they're at the Louvre in Paris, the Colosseum in Rome, the Parthenon in Athens. They give tours to wide-eyed tourists from all over the world, day in, day out, and the wonder and the genius no longer impresses them. Have you gotten this way with God's creation? Don't get used to God's greatness. Don't cease letting His power and majesty blow you away. Psalm 8:3, when I consider your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you've ordained, what is man that you're mindful of him? This has been Bart Warren for the South Green Street Church of Christ.
When there's work to be done, you get to it. And Joseph A. Wade Incorporated is here to help. They repair and make hydraulic hoses and repair hydraulic cylinders. If there's a problem, the Joseph A. Wade hydraulic team will help you find a solution. They're also a distributor for Croyle products. Plus, black and orange nitrile gloves are back in stock. Locally owned and operated, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated. Here to help since 1985. Located in the curve of Industrial Drive in Glasgow.
It is a wonderful Wednesday here in Southern Kentucky, made wonderful for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is that we have folks who love the heritage and the history of this place we call home. And one such person is Mr. Sam Terry, noted historian. He is with us to provide interesting commentary on the last 100 years in the history of this community. We call it the Archives. You okay today, Sam?
Yes, I'm doing well. How are you, Henry?
I'm doing real good. Just looking forward to finding out about some of these things that have made us unique over the last 100 years. And I got to tell you, there's been some unique things going on in the archives. I bet today will be just the same. You ready?
I'm ready.
This was a story in the Republican 100 years ago today. And it reads as follows. There will be cottage prayer meetings held among the membership of the Cave City Christian Church preparatory to the series of meetings to begin next month. Everybody is invited to attend. Announcements will be made of that time, place, subject, and the leaders of the various meetings in the homes. Now that's pretty cool. 100 years ago, we were meeting to plan for meetings, Sam.
Exactly.
And lots to meet about, too, wasn't it?
Well, there certainly was. And, of course, no one had a television program to stay home and watch.
That's right.
anything of that nature. So it was a natural thing to go visit other people and make something out of it.
Probably some fine conversation in some of those meetings, too.
Undoubtedly.
Let's go to 1932. This was the day of the Republican. The Smiths Grove Fair was the subject of that particular edition. Residents of Smiths Grove are planning to hold the Smiths Grove Fair and Horse Show this weekend, it having been decided to have a 2-day meeting. $500 in prize money is going to be given in the various classes of exhibits. 5,000 people attended the night horse show last year, and more are expected this season. They were hoping for big things if they decided to make the horse show last for 2 days, and the fair too over at Smiths Grove, Sam.
Certainly, the Smiths Grove Horse Show was quite the thing, and has a long tradition, and a lot of work went into that by just about everybody in the community. It was an event that had a lot of pride behind it.
$500 worth of $1932 as prizes. That's a pretty big deal. 1942, some birth announcements here. Born to Mr. and Ms. Odin Pierce of Wisdom on September the 29th, twins, a boy and a girl, weighing 6 and 6.5 pounds respectively. Mrs. Pierce will be remembered by her many friends as Myrtle Gilly. This makes the 4th set of twins in the Gilly family, Sam. But this and one other set of twins are the only ones who are now living. The other set is a girl and a boy of Mr. and Mrs. F.A. Gilly of Randolph. So the Gillys had a little twin thing going on there, didn't they?
They certainly did.
And big news from 1942. All right, let's jump over here and look at 1952. In the news today, we've got some more church news. This was in the Glasgow Times about the Nazarene Church starting an annex for Sunday school. Work was started this week on a Sunday school annex to the Church of the Nazarene in Glasgow, with the construction scheduled to be completed the latter part of October. Dr. Charles Hayden, who is the pastor of the church, said a 50 by 25-foot annex is going to be erected with space for 4 classrooms and a small auditorium. The church is also planning to start construction by next spring on the superstructure for the present church building, which of course is on East Main Street. A lot of heritage there in that location there on East Main Street for the Nazarene Church, and they were moving forward here in 1952, sir.
They certainly were, and of course they're still meeting there.
Indeed. It turned out to be an excellent location for sure. I like the way this headline reads. In 1962, you got to read the rest of the story. The Glasgow Republican reporting that the garment workers are going to be the guests at the fish fry. Several hundred employees and their families of Southern Manufacturing Company and Kentucky Pants Company held their annual fish fry at the American Legion Fairgrounds in Glasgow. As their guests, those employees and families of Southern Manufacturing and Kentucky Pants Company. No better way to fraternize than to have a big fish fry, you know it?
Yeah, absolutely. And don't you know that was a crowd?
Yeah, big time.
The Kentucky Pants was one of our larger employers at that time. And, I'm sure their families came and had a great time.
This day in 1972, news about the groundbreaking to be held of the $100,000 Space Travelers plant to be built in Cave City. The firm will build campers. What about that? Space Travelers. I have a feeling that's probably changed names, hasn't it?
I believe it has, because I'm not familiar with Space Travelers.
Yeah.
And maybe someone in the listening audience will give us a clue.
They might really have something with an old camper that's built under the name of Space Travelers, and now it's something else. 1982, how about some essay contest winners? That was always a big deal. When I was in the grade school, we always seemed to have some kind of an essay contest going, and I actually probably, as much as I hated it at the time, really feel good about how it helped me learn to write with all these essay contests, Sam. And this was sponsored by the Barron County Farm Bureau. Here's the winners, 1982. First place was Stacy Houchins. Second place was Michael Gardner. And third place was Lisa Siddons. Some winners for sure in the Safe essay contest in 1982, sponsored by the Farm Bureau.
Always interesting.
Yes, it is indeed. You know, you don't really have much to go on. I remember, well, hey, write an essay, but we never give you much to say. You got to go get what you're going to say, and so you learned a lot about research in addition to writing essays too back in those days. 1992, the news is that Barron County Trojan kicker and receiver Jay York set an unofficial school record when he kicked a 44-yard field goal in the first half. The Trojans went on to win 30-7 against Allen County Scottsville. That's a big deal. A 44-yard field goal in anybody's book is a big deal. And
undoubtedly.
And to inspire the Trojans to go ahead there in 1992 and defeat Allen County Scottsville with that kick being invested in the cause right there, that is for sure. This day in 2002, some birthdays and anniversaries reported in the Barron County Progress for Jesse Chapman, who will be 90 on September the 29th, and for Ruth Slaughter, who will be 94 on October the 4th, and Thelma Grider, who has a birthday September the 26th, and James and Elva Dennison celebrating their 52nd wedding anniversary on September the 30th. Good news there in the 2002 Progress. And we also have... I'm sorry, go ahead.
And that's a lot of celebrating going on.
It really is, Hey, let's wrap up the month with some big celebrations for sure. Big numbers for sure. And finally, here in 2012, this was the story in the Progress about Hannah Payton. Hannah Payton, this day, was named the Caverna High School Homecoming Queen. The homecoming queen of the Colonels, Miss Hannah Payton. Don't you know that was a wonderful evening for all those involved, as homecomings are, very special parts of youngsters' lives and the high school situation and all that. I really think that's an excellent list of things here that we have in the archives for today, sir.
It always is. We always learn something. Maybe we'll learn more about the Space Travelers facility over in Cave City.
We'll get somebody to let us know for sure. Sam, thank you, sir. I appreciate all of the wisdom you bring to this show, and I appreciate your extra research as you do to dig around and let us know the rest of the story on all these things, too. I hope you have a good rest of your day, sir.
You too, Henry.
And we'll talk to you tomorrow. More of the archives, okay? Made possible by Joseph A. Wade, Industrial Hardware Services.
Weather from the WCLU Weather Center. Brought to you by South Central Bank.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work, and South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50%, available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, a 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
Beautiful, beautiful weather in store today for you folks. Lots of sunshine, high of 68 degrees. We'll have a light northeast wind, 8 to 13 miles per hour this morning. Tonight, clear, 44. Thursday, all sunshine, another beautiful day, and 72. Breezy with a wind gust near 20 miles per hour Thursday. Thursday night, clear, down to 45. Friday, sunny, 73. Friday night, partly cloudy, 53. Heading into the weekend, Saturday, 30% chance for a shower, mainly after 1 p.m., a partly sunny day, topping out at 69. 40% chance of rain likely Saturday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Sunday, slight chance of rain to end the weekend, mainly after 1 p.m., partly sunny, high of 68. A couple of showers also possible on Sunday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Monday, a sprinkle or two, then a partly sunny day, high of 70. And Tuesday, lots of sunshine and 72. Loving this fall weather. How about you? Again today, all sunshine, Glasgow, high of 68 degrees. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful Wednesday. All right, currently we have 84% humidity and pressure 30.30 this hour. Winds are at 5, no precipitation to report since midnight. However, We just heard from one of our listeners that they actually had some ice on their windshield this morning on New Bowling Green Road. I didn't realize it got that chilly, but there you go. 'Tis the season. We have about a 10 to 12 mile visibility. Sunset tonight, 6:31 p.m. It's 41 degrees now. And weather brought to you by South Central Bank. Coming up, morning trivia. And next hour, we have a special feature called Wednesday's Weather Kid. Okay, you don't want to miss that. Straight ahead.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Let me ask you something. What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle, a combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more, because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just four walls and four wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve? Call State Farm agent Mike Bryant in Glasgow at 270-651-3608.
For over 25 years, Window World has provided quality products for homeowners around the country. Every window we sell is custom made for optimal energy efficiency and superior durability. Plus, a vinyl finish means they will never need painting. Just like our windows, entry doors from Window World are made to last, featuring a durable composite frame that will never rot. When it comes time to replace your windows or doors, trust Window World. Call 270-780-9600.
Simply the best for less. Window World.
The new iPhone 14 Pro is here with Apple's most advanced smartphone display ever, and the place to get it is at T-Mobile. Now you can take your iPhone beyond with coverage that goes beyond.
You're really having fun over there. Have you been streaming Ted Lasso this whole time?
Yeah, I got the new iPhone 14 Pro at T-Mobile, and Apple TV Plus is included with our plan. It has an amazing display, so all the shows look fantastic.
Nice, but we're almost to the airport. You better download the rest of it.
No need. T-Mobile's got me covered with unlimited in-flight Wi-Fi, so I can stream all flight long. I'm catching up on the morning show next.
I'm going to make a quick stop.
Wait, where are we going?
I'm going to T-Mobile.
With nationwide coverage, the new iPhone 14 Pro on us with eligible trade-in on the Magenta Max plan and Apple TV Plus included, you'll take your iPhone experience beyond. Only at T-Mobile.
With 24 monthly bill credits plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. Apple TV Plus on us up to $4.99 value. In-flight Wi-Fi on select U.S. airlines were available. See T-Mobile.com for details.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
Little Caesars presents delicious duos like bacon and eggs, spaghetti and meatballs, and of course peanut butter and jelly. Now, Little Caesars brings you a large, hot and ready slices and sticks. A delicious duo featuring 4 slices of pepperoni pizza, together with 8 tasty slices of Italian cheese sticks, plus crazy sauce for only $6. Little Caesars hot and ready slices and sticks is just $6. Available every day when you walk in between 4 and 8 at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
At participating locations plus tax. Prices may vary.
All right, your chance to win that free pizza, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 with our morning trivia. Let's get into it this morning. Now, you can win this morning if you haven't won anything in the month of September. Okay, if you haven't won trivia in September, you can certainly win today. Here we go. Our topic this morning is entertainers. Entertainers, are you ready? This is a question/fact. His style of music became known as champagne music. Can you name him based on that only? His music became known as champagne music. Who are we talking about? 651-9149, 800-956-1023. Good morning, trivia.
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk? Boy, you're fast this morning. Who is this?
David Frazier.
David Frazier. How you doing, David?
I'm doing real good.
Yeah.
I'm better now.
How did you know that so quick?
I grew up in that time, and actually, I still watch it every now and then. I hate to admit that, but they show replays, and I actually get a kick out of that show.
I do too. You know, it's kind of like the hee-haw version of jazz.
Yeah.
It
They're
really
always
is.
doing some kind of skit, or something.
Exactly.
In the show, and yeah.
Lawrence Welk, that's the answer. And I was just watching Lawrence Welk the other night. Now, when I was a kid, my parents would watch that, and I would just have to go play or something. I couldn't stand it.
Right, that same way. But
now
I kind of
appreciate it now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Yeah, he was an American musician, band leader, television show host who his television show now ran from 1951 to 1982, and he described his band sound as saying, "We will play music with the champagne style, which means light and rhythmic." So, yeah.
And I always had bubbles up in the air.
He did. Don't forget about the bubbles. The Lawrence Welk Bubble Show. That's right. All right, David, congratulations. You won a free pizza this morning. I'll put you on hold and get your information, okay?
All right.
All right, stand by. David Frazier with a big win this morning with our morning trivia. The answer, of course, Lawrence Welk. His music was known as the champagne music, champagne style music. So there you go, our big winner today. 7 o'clock coming up, news, and don't forget about Wednesday's Weather Kid, 7 o'clock hour as well.
Good morning from Forever Communications, WCLU Glasgow, W276VO Glasgow, WLLI Muffordville, WLYE Glasgow, W253BN Glasgow. Good morning live.
CBS News special report. Hurricane Ian has strengthened to a potentially deadly Category 4 storm this morning with winds of 140 miles an hour. It's been bearing down on the Florida Keys, sending people sloshing through basements. Ian is expected to make landfall on the state's southwest coast this afternoon or evening. Meteorologist Craig Allens with our affiliate WCBS.
The landfall now could very well be somewhere between Naples, Fort Myers, and just south of the Tampa Bay area. That doesn't necessarily mean that Tampa Bay will be spared at all. It just may not be the core of the storm.
WFOR TV's Naza Sherman is in Fort Myers.
People that I've talked to are most concerned about this storm surge that they're expecting in this area, up to 8 feet, and that's unlike anything that this area has ever seen.
The entire island of Cuba's in the dark after Hurricane Ian made landfall there. CBS News special report. I'm
Injuries and illnesses that require immediate attention can happen anytime, any day of the week. That's why TJ Urgent Care is open daily, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Their team of doctors and nurse practitioners are highly trained in caring for your family's urgent health care needs. With on-site lab, radiology, and pharmacy, TJ Urgent Care provides the ultimate convenience. No appointment is needed, and TJ Urgent Care is open 7 days a week. TJ Urgent Care, located at the TJ Health Pavilion in Glasgow. TJ Urgent Care, total local care.
When we lost Frank, we lost a good friend. Father, husband, colleague, and coach. He meant a lot to all of us.
Today, we had a chance to tell him that. When someone close to you passes on, you want to commemorate their life in a special way. That's why individual requests are such an important part of our funeral services. We strive to meet your specific needs for the most fitting service for your loved ones. A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home, a celebration of love.
Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. This is WCLU Local News. It's great to have you with us today. Lots to go over in the way of local news. Sunny with a high near 68 today. Trekking on through the end of the week, looks like those temperatures will get back up, so we're just in a little bit of a dip today. Looking ahead toward next week, looks like the temperatures are going to be on the rise again. Those lows in the evening, though, they're going to remain pretty consistent, upper 40s and low 50s all the way through next week as far as we we can see. In local news this hour, magistrates of the Barron Fiscal Court are set to meet today in a special called meeting to consider a couple of items. The big headlining item is to approve an agreement with the Transportation Cabinet for some additional signage and some paint that will go on the roadway there of State Quarry Road. Now, this will be just ahead of a railroad crossing where 2 accidents have happened over the last few months. Of course, one of those, if you recall, was a fatality back in July when a Grayson County man lost his life there at State Quarry Road. The other accident happened just a few weeks ago here in the month of September. Our understanding on that accident was that individual was not killed but was severely injured in that train crash that happened along those railroad tracks. Now, keep in mind, this agreement is subject to the court's approval. We have spoken with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet about it. Joe Plunk, who's the chief district engineer for KYTC District 3, spoke to the fact that he went out to the railroad crossing last week with Judge Executive Michael Hell and Park City Mayor Larry Poteet was there. Another representative from the CSX Railroad was there. Here's what that meeting returned.
The takeaway was, KYTC is going to come in and the county's going to pay for the signs, and we have the ability to put those in as more quickly, so we're going to be installing those signs and pavement markings. The signs will come first because we have those available. Pavement markings, we have to order those, and that may be a few weeks down the road before you see the big X railroad crossing, paint on the road as you're approaching.
Total price for this is going to be $700.48, and it will include a few items like a 36 by 36 stop sign, a railroad crossing sign, a stop ahead sign, 2 steel signposts, and a steel gauge anchor sleeve there for that crossing. And then they'll be doing some pavement markings like Mr. Plunk just said. We'll continue to follow this story as it develops. The Glasgow EPB is launching a major project to reimagine their broadband internet system. Board members for the Glasgow EPB voted unanimously last night to authorize the spending of $2.5 million for the construction of the project's first phase, which will redesign the current hybrid fiber coaxial system into a direct connection fiber optic broadband network. Now, this new direct fiber optic service from the EPB, it'll offer internet speeds up to 10 gigabits a second, a speed faster than most internet-connected electronic devices are currently capable of processing. Now, the reason for these upgrades, it's not only for faster speeds, but to create a more reliable broadband network that will also include low latency features. That means the time that you're waiting around, essentially, to help optimize video conferencing and remote access systems for the growing number of people who work or attend their education from home. Now, Glasgow EPB Superintendent Dave Puskala spoke to the importance of the new broadband upgrades during Tuesday's meeting. He described the project as, quote, the next step to take for the Glasgow EPB to continue to be a leading broadband service provider in the city of Glasgow, end quote. Now, the first phase of this fiber optic project, it'll be constructed in the southwestern portion of the city, and a goal will be to offer fiber optic services to 1,000 customers in the area by next summer. The entire initial project, it'll encompass the city limits of Glasgow and is expected to be completed by summer of 2026, while a complete list of those who will be receiving this new fiber optic service first has not been released. The Glasgow EPB is expected to release more information on that project in the coming days. Well, some good news for Metcalfe County. State Auditor Mike Harmon released yesterday the audit of the 2021 financial statement of Metcalfe County Clerk Shannon Fields, and it was clean. Now, of course, state law requires the auditor to conduct annual audits of county clerks and sheriffs. The auditor noted no instances of noncompliance. The auditor also noted no matters involving internal control over financial reporting and its operation that were considered to be material weaknesses. The county clerk's responsibilities, they do include collecting certain taxes, issuing licenses, maintaining county records, and providing other services. The clerk's office is funded through statutory fees collected in conjunction with these duties. You can find a complete report of that audit at our website, WCLUradio.com. And the heat is on. Select members of Congress, including Representative Brett Guthrie, have sent letters to TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, and the U.S. Department of Justice to demand work be done done to combat illicit drug sales, including fentanyl, on those platforms. Now, the letters released by Guthrie's office yesterday were directed to TikTok CEO Xiaozi Shu, Snapchat CEO Evan Spiegel, Instagram CEO Adam Mosseri, and U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland. One of those letters saying, quote, "We write with significant concerns regarding the use of TikTok by drug dealers to sell illicit and deadly substances, especially to children and minors. We've read numerous reports and heard personal stories from parents who've tragically lost their children to fentanyl and fentanyl-related substances from pills purchased from drug dealers on TikTok," unquote. Now, in 2021, nearly 108,000 people died of drug overdoses. 71,000 of those were from fentanyl or fentanyl-related substances. That's according to the letter. Officials seized more than 10,000 pounds of illicit fentanyl at the southern border, which is enough, they say, to kill every American 7 times over. Aside from Guthrie, Representatives Kathy McMorris Rogers from Washington, Bob Latta from Ohio, Gus Bilirakis from Florida, and Morgan Griffith from Virginia all signed on to that letter. You can find complete letters there to TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and the U.S. Department of Justice at our website. You're listening to WCLU Local News. It's Wednesday, September 28th. We'll be right back for more news.
Wednesday's Weather Kid brought to you by Barron County School System, because we are BC. All right, our Wednesday's Weather Kid today is Roman. Roman, how are you today?
Good.
Good. Are you getting ready for school?
Yep.
Are you? How old are you, Roman?
7.
7 years old. Man, I remember those days when I was going to school at 7 years old. So can you tell me what grade you're in?
First.
First grade. Do you enjoy school?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Well, are you getting ready for fall break?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have any plans?
Not that I know of.
Yeah? Not going to go camping or anything?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, you know, it's a beautiful day.
We might stay the night at my Zizi's house.
Okay. Well, that'll be fun. That's always fun, right? Well, it's a beautiful day. It is fall time. And how about you giving us that weather forecast for the Glasgow area today?
Today it will be sunny, hot of 68. Tonight, clear weather with a low of 44.
Okay. Keep going.
Thursday, sunny with a high of 72. Friday, sunny, high of 73.
All right, you did it. We appreciate you, Roman, and thanks for being our Wednesday weather kid today. Now, is there anybody you'd like to say hello to on the radio this morning? Anybody? Maybe a friend or somebody?
Elias and my sister, Kimmy.
All right. Well, listen, you did a fine job, and it's good to talk to you, Roman. You have a wonderful day at school and a safe day, okay?
Yeah, bye. You have a safe day, too.
Yes, sir. All right, Wednesday's Weather Kid brought to you by our good friends at Barron County School Systems, because we are BC.
You work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work, and South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50% available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, the 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
When you or a loved one have been seriously injured in a wreck, it feels like you're losing control.
Bills are piling up. Your injuries may be preventing you from working. Don't leave your future in the hands of the insurance company.
They'll take advantage of you.
Call Hughes & Coleman today. We've been fighting to get our clients the most money possible for over 35 years.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
Principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others.
Everyone has the right to control their own future.
This is not the case if you've been seriously injured in a car wreck or a big truck wreck. The insurance company will take advantage of you.
We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients.
We're passionate about getting big dollar results for our clients.
Control starts with a call. Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600.
principal office in Bowling Green, Kentucky. Services may be performed by others. Over $1 billion recovered for our clients in Kentucky and Tennessee.
Late sleepers everywhere are demanding breakfast until noon on weekends. Well, hit that snooze button because Hardee's is extending breakfast hours until noon. And now you can celebrate it with the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal. Imagine eating your choice of a sausage and egg biscuit, country fried steak, or biscuit and gravy all before midday on the weekends. The late sleepers have spoken. Bite into the new 2 for $5 breakfast deal only at Hardee's. Feed your happy. Tax not included. Available for limited time at participating Hardee's restaurants. Exclusions may apply by time of day. Price of participation may vary.
Welcome back into WCLU Local News. Weather today looks pretty nice out there, as we've already discussed. A high near 68 today with sunny skies. Tonight, clear, a low around 43. Thursday, sunny with a high near 72. Trekking on through the weekend, looks like a great chance of rain. Picks up there on Saturday, but it's going to be about a 30% and then goes up to 40% on Saturday evening. Looks like that's the greatest threat for some showers. Of course, Hurricane Ian is now about to really hammer Florida this morning, and folks there have been evacuated, as you've already heard from the national news sources there, and those folks will continue to feel that storm's effect. How we will feel it, well, looks like there could be a small chance of rain as far as that storm dissipating eventually by the end of the week. We'll continue to follow that for you. Tennessee's Adjutant General says hundreds of Tennessee National Guard members are being deployed to help with the response to Hurricane Ian as it heads toward Florida. Major General Jeff Holmes said Governor Bill Lee authorized deployment of about 1,200 soldiers and airmen. Guard members will help the Florida National Guard with recovery and debris removal. Jackson's 194th Engineer Brigade will be the task force headquarters element, and units from both the 278th Armored Cavalry Regiment and the 230th Sustainment Command, they'll be mobilizing specific units. The Guard says 3 helicopters with the 1st 230th Assault Helicopter Battalion, they'll also assist. And finally today, the Kentucky Distillers Association says the number of bourbon barrels in Kentucky, get this, it's reached a record number this year. The group says as of January, the state reached 11.4 million barrels, or 12 million when other aging spirits are included. The record was hit after the industry reached its 4th consecutive year, filling more than 2 million barrels of bourbon. The group's president, Eric Gregory, says aging barrel taxes is concerning, with the tax-assessed value of all barrels also hitting a high mark this year of $5.2 billion. The group says barrel taxes, they reached $40 million, also a record. Wednesday, September 28th, I'm Brennan Crane. This is WCLU. Good morning.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Federal authorities and police in Louisville want parents to realize there's a scam out there which targets teenage boys.
They're asking that these boys send explicit photos of themselves. Once the boys send these photos, they extort them and tell them if they don't send money to a Cash App or send payment in the form of gift cards, that they're going to send these explicit images out to their friends, family, and schoolmates.
Speaking to WLKY TV, Officer Betty Ruoff says 25 cases have been discovered in the region already. According to federal officials, even if a teen manages to pay the scammer, the out-of-country thief will usually send those explicit photos anyway. Ford has announced a major investment for Louisville's truck plant.
Governor Beshear proclaimed this Kentucky Day.
Kentucky and Ford have had a special partnership for over a century. We've been building Ford vehicles since the Model T.
Governor helping announce another big investment by Ford, this time $700 million, 500 new jobs, to produce the all-new F-Series Super Duty truck in Louisville. John Savona with Ford.
It's updating or adding facilities to make sure we can build this all-new Super Duty here.
Already there are 13,000 Ford employees in Louisville and about 120,000 related jobs across the state. I'm Matt Reese.
Senator Mitch McConnell has endorsed a bill which would overhaul how Congress counts electoral votes to confirm presidential election results. The Senate Rules Committee voted to send the legislation onto the floor. McConnell is a member of the committee. He says the substance of the bill is common sense. The Senate Minority Leader's endorsement is completely opposite of what Republicans in the House did on a similar measure last week. All but 9 Republicans there opposed the measure. I'm Sean McCormick.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.gov/agwater to find out how.
You may have been born to be wild, but you weren't born to be dead from a needless motorcycle crash. So when you're even just a little impaired, you do not get your motor running. You do not head out on the highway. What you do is get a ride from a sober friend, a taxi or rideshare service, or public transportation. Because you may be looking for adventure, but you're not looking for trouble. Please ride sober. Paid with funds through the...
Work hard for your money. It's time your money does some of the work. And South Central Bank has created a way for that to start happening today. South Central Bank has announced CD rates that will get your money into the workforce. A 21-month CD with an APY of 2.50% is now available. That's right, a 21-month CD that pays 2.50%. Available now from South Central Bank. Need a shorter term? Well, a 9-month CD pays 1.5% APY. Minimum deposit $500. Come into any South Central Bank today and make it happen. Member FDIC. Penalty for early withdrawal may apply.
Here's the score from the Kentucky News Network. I'm Scott Fitzgerald. Well, the University of Kentucky basketball season is officially underway as both the men and the women hit the hardwood for practice yesterday. The men gathering in Lexington for the first time since making their trip to the Bahamas over this summer. The team will hold their Big Blue Madness scrimmage on October 14th. And for the first time in over a decade, the University of Kentucky football team will battle Ole Miss on the road Saturday. The big news, the team getting back the services of running back Chris Rodriguez Jr., who is back from suspension. So does having fresh legs help after the extended layoff? What say you, offensive coordinator Rich Scangarello?
Yes, without doubt. I mean, you'd hope to like to see that he's, because he's stayed active, but, he hasn't been taken to the ground in a month either. But I'm not worried about that. He's been very reliable and durable, and he's in great shape.
The Cats are heading to Oxford as a 6.5-point underdog. In the National Football League, the Bengals getting some disheartening news. They're losing one of their defensive linemen for several weeks. Kelsey Conway of the Cincinnati Enquirer reporting that DJ Reader will miss an extended period of time with a knee injury. The defensive tackle was hurt, of course, in the team's 27-12 Week 3 win over the Jets. Bengals are hosting the Dolphins tomorrow on Thursday Night Football as a 3.5-point favorite in Milwaukee last night.
The first pitch. Little check swing. Back to Helsley. He's got it. Underhands. The Cardinals, the 2022 NL Central Division champions.
Call courtesy of Bally Sports. The St. Louis Cardinals are celebrating a division title with a 6-2 win over the Brewers. The Brewers remain a game and a half behind the Phillies for the third National League wildcard spot. That after the Phillies lost 2-1 to the Cubs last night. And finally, the horse racing Belmont trained art collector is going to be back in the Commonwealth for the Grade 2 $250,000 Lucas Classic this weekend at Churchill Downs. Owner Bruce Lunsford shipping the horse in from Saratoga. I'm Scott Fitzgerald.
The Kentucky News Network.
I grow corn and beans, and I raise cattle. What I do is good for people, good for Kentucky. And what I don't do is good for the environment. I don't let fertilizer, chemicals, manure, or good farmland run off into the creek. And you know what? Turns out that also makes me more productive and more efficient. If you're a farmer, develop an ag water quality plan. It's never been easier. Go to eec.ky.gov/agwater to find out how.
Your annual homecoming tailgate party was a rousing success. You caught up with your weird cousin Phil. You and your buddy Dave were crowned cornhole champions. Your famous potato salad drew rave reviews. The home team even won. But the best part was what didn't happen. You didn't drive home buzzed. You got a ride home from your cousin Phil, who may be weird, but also definitely sober. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid with funds.
Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards and Private Caregiver Referral Services. When roles reverse in later years, when child becomes caretaker, when the needs of a parent become most important, it's comforting to know there is help along the way. Sometimes our elders just need a little company and companionship, and it's our duty to see that those needs are met, whether at home, assisted living, or a nursing home facility. Peggy and her network of compassionate caregivers are ready to meet you and your loved one's needs. Call 670-7062. Sunny today, a high of 68 degrees Glasgow. Tonight clear as we dip down to 44. Beautiful tomorrow Thursday as well, sunny and 72 degrees. It'll be breezy Thursday with wind gusts near 20 miles per hour. Clear Thursday night and 45. Friday, sunny. 73. Looking ahead to Saturday, a little bit of rain, 30%, mainly after 1 p.m. Otherwise, a partly sunny day, high of 69 on your Saturday. Sunday, a couple of showers as well, partly sunny and 68. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. 84% humidity right now. Really nice outside, I think, personally. Pressure, 30.30. We do have a light wind, 5 to 7. Precipitation, 0 since midnight. Visibility, 10 to 12 miles. And sunset tonight, 6:31 p.m. Weather brought to you by Peggy Tuck Edwards. 40 degrees, I'm showing. It seems like it was a little warmer earlier. Maybe there's a bird setting up on the roof on our thermometer or something. I don't know, but we're showing 40 degrees right now. But to me, it feels nice because I love fall of the year. 7:24, a lot of great things yet to cover. Stay with us here on Good Morning Live. And good morning to all of our listeners on the Big Willie, 94.1, 102.3, YouTube Live, Facebook Live, EPB Channel 6. Good morning to you folks.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE. 844-53-BIBLE.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required. Refund available for 60 days after purchase.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/joy. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. Results are guaranteed or your money back. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/joy. That's 4hims.com/joy for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/JOY.
Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch Protection are designed to meet building codes for coastal locations from Maine to Miami, Gainesville to Galveston, and they're on guard even when no one is home. Anderson Windows and Doors with Stormwatch Protection. The uglier the weather gets, the more beautiful they become.
See the full line of Anderson Windows and Doors at Glasgow Building Supply, 31E Bypass in Glasgow. Anderson Windows. Come home to Anderson.
Good morning live on the radio on this Wednesday. James Coates back in the saddle, and we want to check our church and community calendar. A lot of things going on in the area. Come on out to Revival on the Square tonight through Friday, September 30th, 7 p.m. each night. Enjoy a night filled with preaching, singing, and other worship on the Barron County Courthouse lawn. The entire community is invited to attend. The Highland Hills Church has a food pantry, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. today. Anyone in need of food can come. They're located on Broadway Street right here in Glasgow. The second annual local hog roasts will be held this Thursday, the 29th, from 6 to 9 p.m. at the Barron County High School Ag Barn. Enjoy local food, local music with FFA students preparing the hog. That's going to be fun. The culinary students cooking and serving all the food. The funds will go to Operation of Sustainable Glasgow. Tickets are available at bountyofthebarons.com. Also, this Friday, September 30th, is the RSVP deadline for ECHS Class of 1970 reunion. That will be held on Saturday, October 15th, 4 p.m. The cost is $30 per person. The event is rain or shine, so wear comfortable clothing and shoes. RSVP by calling Judy Thomas at 270-670-2948. And the reunion will be held at 196 New Grove Road in Smiths Grove. Join the Metcalfe County Democratic Executive Committee at Bowling Park, 5 p.m. Saturday, October 1st, for a free country ham dinner. That sounds good. Enjoy an evening of family fun at Leftwich Hall. Also, the annual Pumpkin Festival Car Show returns to Metcalfe County this Saturday, October 1st. Register your car at the Old School Cafe from 9 a.m. to noon. All makes and models of cars, trucks, motorcycles, tractors are welcome. That's going to be a lot of fun. Awards will be given to the Team Choice, Viewer's Choice, and the Best in Show. Here's a couple of numbers for you, 270-576-8230 or 670-9761. And finally this morning, the Cave City Fire Department Haunted Woods at Jellystone Park will begin Friday, October 7th through Saturday the 29th, 7 till 10 each night, or each Friday and Saturday night. So that's at the Cave City, the fire department there, Haunted Woods at Jellystone Park. Again, Friday, October 7th through Saturday the 29th. So basically the whole month of October. All right, folks, if you have an event coming up you'd like to share with us here, we would sure love to hear from you. Submit online, WCLUradio.com. or radiosoki.com at least a week or two in advance so we can give you plenty of good coverage. Looks like we're in for a beautiful day. It's a little chilly this morning, 40 degrees. Looking at our roof cam, see the beautiful blue sky as we're looking at the square here in Glasgow. A little bit of sun coming around the edge there. Just a beautiful morning. Hope you have a good one. I told you there was a bird on our roof because now we've jumped to 44 degrees, and that's impossible to jump 4 degrees in 10 seconds. But anyway, we're at 44 this morning.
Good morning, friends. All of us are creatures of some sort of habit that we may find hard to break. Perhaps one or more of these habits are not according to God's will, or may be harmful to us in some way. As we strive to gain control over these actions, behaviors, and thought patterns that we want removed from our life, we may find that struggle to be very difficult or nearly impossible. It likely will only happen when we seek the strength of Almighty God to help us. We need to pray to God that He might show us how to make lasting changes through the power of His Spirit. Remember that when we stumble, the grace of God covers our failures as long as we're seeking to serve Him with all of our being. We may be frustrated, but we cannot quit. We must keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, our King. He has overcome the world and its problems. When we rest in His strength, we will overcome as well through His power. The process of overcoming and renewal may be slow, but success is guaranteed through Jesus. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
2000, 2008, 2022. When it comes to the economy, those are some scary years. Dot-com crash, housing crash, and the roller coaster we're going through right now. It's a dangerous time to not know your numbers. But over 31,000 businesses have the confidence and clarity they need because they rely on NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud financial system. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of financials, inventory, HR, planning, and budgeting. Manage risk, get reliable forecasts, improve margins. Everything you need all in one place. So, how do you prepare for uncertain times? The answer, NetSuite. NetSuite helps you identify rising costs, automate your business processes, and easily see where to save money. That's why 93% of customers say they improved their visibility and control when they upgraded to NetSuite. What are you waiting for? NetSuite is offering a one-of-a-kind flexible financing program. Head to netsuite.com/advantage. netsuite.com/advantage.
All right, birthday time. Birthday and anniversary. On this Wednesday, the 28th of September, here we are, closing out September. Hard to believe, isn't it? But anyway, here we go. Michael Ray Elmore, happy birthday to you. Bobby Dawsey, Kevin Beatty's 57, that's from Luke Pierce, your favorite nephew. Jenny Pickerel, Tony Jump, we have a new birthday here. Will Saltzman, 13 today. Congratulations, that's from Mama and Papa. Anniversaries, we have Roland and Shirley Bacon, 26 years. Wow, that's a long time. You might as well keep her now. Happy anniversary to you folks. And good as gold today is Warren Cunningham. Warren Cunningham Day on the radio. The note says because he's a great guy. So if you see him, pat him on the back, tell him he is a great guy. And good as gold, too, from all of us here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas. That means Warren's name goes in the hat for Friday's drawing here on Good Morning Live, when some lucky special person will receive a $20 coupon, a $20 gift card. Not really a gift card, what's the word? A $20 value, I guess, from a little taste of Texas. You can eat some good food there at Little Taste of Texas. So Friday on Good Morning Live, just before 8 o'clock, we'll be doing that drawing here. All right, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023, or submit online. Nominate Good as Gold, folks, right there, WCLUradio.com. It's a 7:34, 44 degrees this hour.
One thing's for sure, seasons do change. We might not be able to predict the date of the next cold snap, but at Southern States, in business since 1923, we've seen some patterns. We're ready to fill your tanks and make sure you won't be chilled out by the seasonal changes. Southern States is ready to help you with seed and fertilizer for your pastures and your home lawns. We just love helping our customers prepare for the next season. We're Southern States, 300 Sampson Street in Glasgow.
Beautiful, beautiful weather in store today for you folks. Lots of sunshine, high of 68 degrees. We'll have a light northeast wind, 8 to 13 miles per hour this morning. Tonight, clear, 44. Thursday, all sunshine, another beautiful day, and 72. Breezy with a wind gust near 20 miles per hour Thursday. Thursday night, clear, down to 45. Friday, sunny, 73. Friday night, partly cloudy, 53. Heading into the weekend, Saturday, 30% chance for a shower, mainly after 1 p.m., a partly sunny day, topping out at 69. 40% chance of rain likely Saturday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Sunday, slight chance of rain to end the weekend, mainly after 1 p.m., partly sunny, high of 68. A couple of showers also possible on Sunday night, mostly cloudy, 54. Monday, a sprinkle or two, then a partly sunny day, high of 70. And Tuesday, lots of sunshine and 72. Loving this fall weather. How about you? Again today, all sunshine, Glasgow, high of 68 degrees. And that's a look at your Glasgow area weather. Have a wonderful Wednesday. Humidity this hour is 80% here in Glasgow. Pressure 30.32. We still have that wind about 5 miles per hour this morning. No precipitation since midnight. Visibility, we're showing 17 miles of visibility, so you should be in good shape this morning. Sunrise this morning was at 6:36. Sunset tonight, 6:31 p.m. Central Time. Weather brought to you by our friends at Southern States here in Glasgow. It's 44 degrees. Now, we've already given away a pizza this morning to David Frazier, actually, was our winner of that morning trivia question and that free pizza from Little Caesars. We're still going to give away a delicious Dairy Queen cake and a Greer's Rosebud vase to a couple of lucky people on our birthday list today. So if you have birthdays, get them in. 651-9149, 800-956-1023. And we sure appreciate you folks joining us this morning here on Good Morning Live. 7:36, a lot of things yet to come your way.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 844-53-BIBLE. That's 844-53-BIBLE. 844-53-BIBLE.
Highland Pharmacy on Rogers Road in Glasgow has been a community favorite since 2012, and there's a reason for that. They consistently offer a wide range of customized services, quality care, and a commitment to you. Over-the-counter COVID tests are available and can be billed to most insurance carriers. You can also receive the COVID vaccine at Highland Pharmacy. Register at highland-pharmacy.com. That's highland-pharmacy.com. Highland Pharmacy, a community favorite since 2012.
I always wanted to learn Spanish, but I never thought I'd have the time. Then I discovered Babbel.
Babbel's lessons are fun.
They only take like 10 or 15 minutes, and in 3 weeks, presto, you're speaking another language. Like magic.
I love that Babbel's lessons aren't just robots talking. They're voiced by native speakers, so you get the pronunciation just right. And they're designed by real language teachers, so you learn how to have real-world conversations, things you'll actually use.
3 weeks. It's incredible. After 3 weeks, I'm on vacation in Paris, having a conversation in French.
There's all kinds of ways to learn. Use Babbel's podcasts or games or videos. You can even join live classes with a language teacher.
If you want to learn a language, there's no faster, easier, better way than
Babbel.
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 Babbel, évidemment.
Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
I wonder if they teach people how to speak English better. Anyway, 7:39 on this Wednesday morning and 44 chilly degrees. We had a report earlier. Someone on New Bowling Green Road said they had ice on their windshield this morning. Wow. Well, you know, we're going to see more and more of that over the next few weeks anyway. We have 8 o'clock news coming up in just a few minutes. Also, local obituaries at 8:30 this morning here on WCLU. Don't forget about Houchin's Lucky Name program. We're going to be giving away some free groceries this morning at 8:30, followed by 15 or 20 minutes of Southern gospel music on Southern Gold. So a lot of great things. Thank you for sharing your morning with us here on Good Morning Live. What QC Kinetics is doing for people here is nothing short of amazing. I'm talking about real lasting relief from joint pain. Hey, it's James Coates. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in exciting new pain treatments with advanced regenerative medicine, non-surgical alternatives. So if you're living with joint pain from injury or arthritis, don't let them tell you steroids and pain meds and surgery are your only options. QC Kinetics uses regenerative treatments that can restore and repair damaged tissue. Maybe you've been diagnosed with bone-on-bone arthritis and been told you need a replacement. Call QC Kinetics now for an alternative way to deal with the pain. These amazing protocols work with pain caused by injury as well, like a torn meniscus or rotator cuff. Call QC Kinetics now. Don't keep living with the pain. Learn how regenerative medicine can give you your life back with no drugs and no surgery. Call QC Kinetics for a free consultation, 270-974-4500, 270-974-4500. That's QC Kinetics, 270-974-4500.
The Big Willie and WCLU enlisting your help in keeping all of our area kids snug and warm for this fall and winter. Coats for Kids. Help the Bowling Green Junior Women's Club annual drive by bringing new or gently used coats to any area Hardee's restaurant or any South Central Kentucky Monticello Bank branch during the month of September. And warm thank yous for your help. From Monticello Bank, Hardee's, The Big Willie, and WCLU.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into some tidbit news. And just really, you never know what we're going to talk about here. But Brennan Crane's in the newsroom.
I'm here in the newsroom.
How are you, sir?
Doing fine. How are you?
Oh, I tell you, what a beautiful morning it is. Look outside on that roof cam there.
Yeah.
I tell you, for you folks just listening on the radio, you can't see what we're talking about, but just beautiful sunshine, blue skies, a little bit of flowing traffic this morning off the square, and we're at 229, so we're just off the square a bit, but a beautiful day.
You know, they can't see out there, obviously, if they're listening on the radio, but that's what you're supposed to do, is paint that picture for them.
Yeah. Did I paint it?
I don't know. Did you? you simply sort
I described it a little
provided,
bit.
Yeah, a little insight into it. I think most people, wherever you are this morning, it's probably the same sight, the same feel. So I love that chill in the air.
Me too, man. Oh, and relief to sinuses too. Some folks, I woke up sneezing this morning, actually, a little bit.
Some folks, I will say that particularly when it gets cooler like this, if I get into a warm room or something, it gets stuffy and my nose gets, kind of
I hear you. Well, beautiful weather here, but not so beautiful down south of here. Of course, a lot of the attention is on the big hurricane coming into Florida right now. We've been watching this thing for about a week now, and now we are, a Category 4, maybe 5?
I don't think it's a 5 yet, but it's right there on the brink of it.
Goodness gracious.
I don't really know as far as the damage goes. I don't really know if there's much of a difference when it comes to that. But
now keep in mind, when Katrina came ashore, she was a Category 3. So this is a 4.
Yep.
So this is catastrophic. Could be.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that they obviously have had these mandatory evacuations. Of course, yesterday Tampa was really what was being looked at as far as the site that was going to be hit the worst. It looks like this morning it's actually moved south just a bit toward Naples and that area. So
goodness gracious,
I know that's a big retirement city.
It is, and one of my favorite places to visit is Madeira Beach, which is just west of Tampa, and Clearwater, Florida, right in there. Beautiful area, one of my favorites. But they're getting so much rain right now; it's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
we're talking about 10-foot storm surges, 10 to 12 feet.
Well, yeah, I mean it 10 to 12 feet of storm surge there in the Naples area. And what does that mean? Well, that means when waves are, essentially coming onto shore, all of that water there is it's going to flood terribly. So.
Now, you think about 10 feet. A basketball goal is 10 feet.
Yep.
That's deep. That's deep water. That'll put your house underwater. So thoughts and prayers for those folks down there, and get out of town if you can.
Yeah, I mean, I really have never been put in that circumstance. I don't know, but of course this is hurricane season, so
it is.
A lot of folks go to the beach for their fall break and stuff this time of the year, and I don't really think anybody's on fall break just yet. Maybe some schools, I don't know.
Yeah.
Particularly those that began maybe earlier in the year. But anyway, hopefully everybody's leaving and not going.
True. What did you say this morning as far as rainfall? Did you see like 15 inches of rain?
I think they're reporting that upwards of 15 to 25 inches of rain.
That is just
It's inconceivable.
It
I
mean,
is,
two feet of rain. You think about that.
Yeah. My goodness. So anyway, keep that in your thoughts.
And I will say, I mean, we've really talked about this a lot, but I will say I heard some information about how the storm is supposed to slow. They're saying literally to 5 miles per hour. And what does that mean in the greater scheme of things? It literally means that storm's going to linger around for a while for those folks. I mean, 5 miles an hour. It's going to be moving really slow through Florida. So.
Yeah. So if you plan on going to Florida anytime soon, I would hold off.
God bless you.
For a few days. Because, I mean, folks are getting out of there. Of course, you always have the folks that can't afford to leave. I understand that. You have folks that refuse to leave. I'm not leaving. We're having a hurricane party. I've heard that. So, but anyway.
Like we had COVID parties and, yeah. Which we had a party here at the radio station. We try to have a party, just you and me, anytime we can.
Yeah, I eat his lunch and we just...
You eat my lunch?
Chit-chat a little bit throughout the day. Brennan eats out, so I don't always get to eat his lunch.
I occasionally eat out. Some days I eat in.
You do. You do.
Anyway, all right.
Okay. Tell us about this big event coming up at your church.
Oh, okay.
12 years ago, I do a bluegrass show and I do a bluegrass gospel show.
Right.
And I received in the mail a CD from a man named Travis Alltop. I started playing his music about that time, 2010, I believe it was. And
right.
I fell in love with his music. He's coming to Glasgow.
He is. He was there last year at my church there, Bethel Baptist on Kentucky Street here in Glasgow. And actually accompanying him last year, Chris, you could name all of the individuals. Notably, Darren Vincent was there.
Yes,
and
of Daly and Vincent.
That's right. And then I can't remember the other, the fiddler, but you're familiar with him.
Andy Leftwich, who spent many years with Ricky Skaggs.
So anyway, they'll be there next Tuesday evening at church. That'll be at 6:30. So of course our fall jubilee is happening next week. So each year we do that. It's been going on now. I believe this might be the 12th one. I can't really remember.
Goodness.
But anyway, it's been going on for several years now, and it's just, starts Sunday, ends Wednesday, and it goes through the daytime. So, of course, Sunday morning service will be normal that evening. And then Monday, I think it begins at about 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's just a congregate of preachers that come in, and they're called from the floor. And essentially, it's just a few hours there in the sanctuary, and they each usually go for about 30 minutes or so. And so it's really intriguing, lots of different perspectives really being brought there. But like you said, Travis Alltop is always a big crowd drawer, if that's the way to put it, because a lot of folks are familiar with him.
He's a minister also, right?
He is, in Danville, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fine musician and singer, but he's a preacher, too.
He is. So, anyway, that's going on next week. Again, the when and the where and the what. That's Bethel Independent Baptist Church. And that's going to be at 6:30 nightly there, Sunday through Wednesday, and it's on Kentucky Street. So that's just behind Extreme Gymnastics in that area there.
Yeah,
it's not very difficult to find it all.
All right, and are we celebrating anything special today? I have some music ready for us, but I want to hit on that. A lot of folks enjoy that to know what's going on.
So if you're sitting around wondering, well, what could I celebrate today and to get away with it, let me be the first to tell you today that it is National Strawberry Cream Pie Day.
Come on now.
Yeah, and that sounds great. It looks great here on this picture. International Right to Know Day. Okay. And I really like that. As a journalist, I really appreciate the right to know. We have lots of things that sometimes go under the table. Some people don't really think we ought to know things, but anyway.
We have a right to know.
That's right. It's also, this one's interesting, National Women's Health and Fitness Day.
Okay.
And National Good Neighbor Day.
That's good.
Yeah, it's National Drink Beer Day.
Okay.
So you do that as you wish. Read a child a book you like day.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a good one.
You got a favorite book you'd like a children's book?
Not right off.
Little Bo Peep.
Little House on the Prairie is a good kid's book.
See You at the Pole. And that is observe the fourth Wednesday in September. So that's essentially, if I'm right, let me make sure I'm saying everything right on that. I believe that's essentially when, yes, so usually like FCA groups, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, those groups, I remember in high school, they would always go to the flagpole and they would do prayer before school.
Right.
So it says, See You at the Pole is a yearly international event where Christian students gather at school flagpoles, churches, and online for prayer and worship.
That's good.
Usually it's at 7 o'clock local time is when that's supposed to happen. As far as anything else, World School Milk Day and World Rabies Day.
There you go.
Keep that in mind. Earlier this month we maybe mentioned it briefly, but I do want to remind you this month that before we're out, because, wow, we are going to be...
Today's the 28th of September.
October 1st is Saturday, for anyone wondering.
Crazy.
Looking here toward the last little bit of September, we've got Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, Chiari Malformation Awareness Month, and College Savings Month.
Okay.
This time of the year is not a good, it is a good reminder to say because usually university bills are being paid or have been paid generally by this time. Hunger Action Month, and also National Yoga Month. I'm just picking out some things here.
Cool.
But, lots of things going on in September. I do want to let you know on this day in history, I thought this one was pretty interesting. There are just a few things listed out here. But on this day in 1924, the first flight around the world happened.
Oh, wow.
So get this. It says, on April 6, 1924, 4 teams of pilots from the United States Army Air Service, they set out from Seattle in an attempt to circumnavigate the globe. The 4 Douglas World cruiser planes were named Seattle, Chicago, Boston, and... Do you know the other one?
No, I don't.
New Orleans.
Okay.
Or New Orleans.
Yeah.
That's a good trivia question.
It is.
175 days later, Chicago and New Orleans touched down in Seattle. Boston and Seattle did not complete the 27,500-mile journey around the world. So it looks like, if I'm doing the math right, 175 days past April 6th would be today.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right, but I guess it is, considering it says this day in history.
This day, that's right.
This day in history, too, I will let you know, births on this day, none that I'm really too familiar with. Al Capp, an American cartoonist. Naomi Watts, an English and Australian actress.
Okay.
And deaths on this day, they're a little bit more familiar here. What about Herman Melville? You know that name?
I know the name.
What about the book Moby Dick?
Yeah, oh yeah.
1891.
Wow.
Pope John Paul I in 1978 died on this day. And we cannot forget about Louis Pasteur, who died. Probably not saying that right. I've studied his name
Sounds
for
good to
years.
me.
He's the guy who was a microbiologist. He discovered that spontaneous generation of life was not the case, that there had to be prior life for new life to exist.
Right. So there you have it. A look at history on this date.
I gave you a lot more than you're probably asking for.
No, you're fine. Well, Brennan has more news coming up at 8 o'clock and local obituaries and Houchin's Lucky Name program at 8:30 this morning. On the Big Willie side of things, we'll be flipping over, transitioning into the Real Trader at 8.
Do you have an Opry clue today?
I do. Oh, I do. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind you that.
Should I hit my intro here?
I think you should.
Okay, here we go. If it'll play.
Opry clue number 1.
Thank you, Kurt. Oh, yeah, we call it frozen computer syndrome. Okay, Opry clue number 1. I'll give you another clue tomorrow, your third and final clue on Friday. We're going to solve this and send somebody to the Opry on Friday. Or give you a chance to win those passes on Friday. Clue number 1. This artist is a member of the Country Music Hall of Fame and Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame. He is a multi-Grammy CMA ACM award winner and became a Grand Ole Opry member in 1991. There you go. I'll give you a little bit more tomorrow.
That's right. I know most of the people are familiar with that, but again, we're going to give you a clue every day through Friday, and then you'll call us Friday and let us know what the answer is.
That's right.
And you never know. James sometimes flips the switch and says, first time winner's week.
That's right.
So, I'm curious to see what he does this week with it.
All right, let's play a little music to take us up to the top. Brennan, you have a wonderful morning.
You too.
7:55 on this Wednesday morning. Good Morning Live. Appreciate you folks joining us today. Here's Vince Gill for you.